everyone, and welcome back to a brand new video. Now, as you can see, I'm in a completely different place. This is not the allotment. I haven't expanded at all. I am actually in fact currently in Wales, and I promised you a farm vlog, so that's exactly what I'm going to do today. So I thought I'd set up the camera in the furthest field on the farm with the sheep in the background, who are actually getting a little bit braver now. They're coming a little bit closer, which is nice, and I hope you can see them from there. But what I wanted to do was tell you a little bit about the farm, a little bit about how me and Charles met. I got a few things to show you as well. But yeah, the sun is shining. The sheep seem to be happy. And I just wanted to share a little bit of my Wales life with you all, because I expect it's quite confusing when, you know, some of you see me in Hampshire on the allotment, and then all of a sudden I'm here in Wales, and it's sort of, you know, 50-50 now. If I'm not at home, then I'm here in Wales, and of course being self-employed has been quite good for this, really, because if I was in a full-time job, you know, working for someone, I wouldn't be able to spend much time here in Wales. So yeah, being self-employed does have its bonuses. But I just need to sort of balance everything out, you know, balance working on the allotment with working on our business, and then obviously coming to Wales in my spare time. It can be, you know, a huge juggle at times, and it is really, really hard. Like, long distance relationships are so hard. So hard. And I've been doing it for the past 3 years now. So me and Charles, we met online, and that was back in February 2015. It wasn't until July that same year, 2015, that we met in person, and I came down to Wales and I stayed on the campsite opposite, and yeah, the rest is history. He came over in his tractor because he was just about to go off on a job, which in fact he took me with him on that job, and yeah, the rest is history. 3 years later, I'm still going back and forth to Wales, but hopefully very soon, hopefully it might be a permanent move to Wales. We'll see. It's just, yeah, it's been a crazy 3 years, and I honestly don't know where the time's gone at all. But yeah, I wouldn't change it at all. I absolutely love it here. Oh, the sheep are going off now. Where was I? Yeah, I just love it here. It's such a beautiful part of the country now. Charles's farm, his family farm, is as far west as you can go. So it takes me about 4.5 hours to drive here from Hampshire. It's about 232 miles. So yeah, it's quite a long way away. And before I knew Charles, I'd never come to Wales before in my life, but it's so lovely. It's such a beautiful part of the world, and when you've got weather like this, it's just, you know, you couldn't wish for anything better. But obviously it has been too hot the past couple of months. Now the UK has had a huge heat wave, and I know in comparison to other countries it's nothing, but for us it's been very, very hot, and yeah, it's been hot for the past 2 months. So Charles was getting to the point where he was getting desperate for rain, because obviously we need the rain for the grass to grow, and the sheep need grass to eat. So yeah, it was getting a little bit desperate, but it has been raining now quite frequent, which has been good. It actually rained this morning really, really heavily. I don't know how long it had been raining overnight, but now it's glorious sunshine, so it's like the perfect weather. It's always best when it rains at night. I wish it would do that all the time. But yeah, we can't control the weather. We cannot control the weather. So yeah, that's how me and Charles met. That's been the past 3 years, me going back and forth from Hampshire to here, to Pembrokeshire. So the farm is about 45 acres, I think. It's his family's farm, and it's been in the family for quite a few years now on his dad's side. But yeah, he keeps sheep. Now there's about 80 sheep here, I think, 80-ish, I'm not too sure. But he keeps sheep to sell for their meat. But he also has a few fields now which he cuts hay from, because obviously he uses the hay for himself, for the sheep, but he also sells some of the hay on to other people as well. And he's got a horse, an ex-racehorse actually, called Morgan, and he just stays with the sheep. He's quite happy. I think he just thinks he's one of the sheep, which is quite nice, and the sheep follow him about like, you know, he's a big leader. So yeah, there's 80 sheep, 1 horse. He's got a sheepdog called Rex, and if you follow my Instagram, you probably see Rex quite a lot. I absolutely love him. He's the loveliest border collie ever, and I desperately want my own, and I keep dropping hints for my own. But yeah, they're just the nicest breed of dogs, really, really nice. And he's not been, you know, professionally trained in any way, but he's so good with the sheep. He's so good. So yeah, we're in the furthest field. It takes about 20 minutes to walk here, which is quite nice. In the morning, we've got a little bit of a routine. Sometimes I do it by myself, sometimes we do it together, me and Charles. But we walk down to the sheep just to check on them, you know, check everything's okay, check they're all there. But it's quite a nice thing to do in the morning because, you know, it just wakes you up, gets you outside, a bit of fresh air on your face. It's a really nice routine. But they seem really, really happy, and this field is really good for them. They're usually always in this field. He's blocked them off from the top fields now just to let the grass recover a bit, and the fields are looking so much greener, which is really good. But there's shade in here along the tree line, and there's also a river that runs alongside the farm, so they can get nice fresh water from there as well. So it's a perfect field. But amongst those sheep are 2 very special sheep. Now, for my birthday back in April, Charles surprised me, and he blindfolded me and took me up to the top field to where the sheep were. And when he took the blindfold off, there were 2 Herdwick sheep standing in the field, and they're actually 1-year-old lambs, but they're all mine. They're all mine, and I could not be happier. They are the nicest looking sheep, and I mean, Herdwicks are they're just beautiful, beautiful sheep. And obviously they originated from the Lake District, so you don't see many of them in Wales. And obviously my favourite all-time author, Beatrix Potter, she kept Herdwicks as well. So yeah, I absolutely love them. You probably can't see them from here, but I'll show you pictures and footage and things. You can pick them out from the rest of the sheep because they're a completely different breed. So the sheep that Charles keep are hardy speckled faced. So they've got pure white wool, but they've got black markings on their face and their legs. But he has got a Texel cross ram. So yeah, some of the sheep are crossed a little bit. But he's also got a hardy speckled faced ram, which he calls Charles as well. But he's really beautiful. And the Texel ram, he is nicknamed Baby because Charles and his mum hand-reared him, I think it was about 3 or 4, maybe more years ago now, and they called him Baby. But it's just because of the Texel face. They look really, really mean, and I don't know, I don't really want to go near him in case that he's going to break my legs or something, because he looks really mean. But none of the sheep are, you know, they're not pets. So, you know, they don't really come up to you or anything like that. They just stay away and mind their own business, which is perfectly fine. But we did It's a couple of years ago now. Obviously when Charles lambs, sometimes there's a lamb that, you know, the mother doesn't want. For instance, if she has triplets, she can't feed 3 lambs. So one often, you know, gets left out and you have to look after that triplet. And that happened a couple of years ago. And I know you shouldn't, but it was really, really nice. And for someone like me, you know, from a city, well, it's not really a city, but compared to this, it's a city. And Charles always calls me a townie. But yeah, it was a really nice thing to do because I've never done anything like this before. Never, ever. So it was nice. I know it shouldn't be because, you know, it's away from its mum. But it was a nice thing to do. It was nice to look after. And, you know, I remember waking up, you know, 3 times a night to bottle feed it. And when it got a little bit older, you know, it would follow us around. And it was lovely. So, so lovely. But yeah, this year's lambing went really, really good. So good. It's the best one I've ever seen here. Sorry, I keep checking that they're not going to creep up on me, especially not baby. What else was I going to say? Oh yeah, talking of birthday presents as well. So the Herdwicks were this April's birthday present, and the year before, Charles gave me this shepherd's crook, which I just absolutely love. I love it so, so much. It's going to be one of those things that I just keep forever. In fact, Charles uses it all the time, and I keep saying to him, "Shall I get you one for your birthday?" But yeah, it's got so many uses, and I know obviously it's used for catching sheep and catching lambs and things, but when I first got it, I took it home to show my parents because I was so in love with it. And it was elderflower picking season, and I used it to forage elderflowers so, you know, you can reach up high, grab the flower heads. Oh, it was so good, so good. But yeah, I love it. Absolutely love it. And I have used it to catch a lamb. I used it to catch a lamb last year, which was really good. I felt really good about that. Because like I said, you know, this whole setting and this whole life is completely new to me. I honestly think I was born a country girl. Even though, like I said, I don't live in a city, I just think I should have been born a farmer's daughter. I would have loved it. Oh, absolutely loved it. But yeah, it is all new to me, and I'm learning new things every day. And you know, I drive Charles's tractor every now and again, which is good. And yeah, I'd love to learn more. And obviously, you know, the more you spend on the farm, the more you'll learn, and the more you'll get used to it. But I think certain things, you know, are just built into you, or, you know, because you're brought up with it, it's just second nature. Because like, I'm still a little bit scared around the sheep, but Charles is always like, oh, just, you know, push past them and, you know, show them who's boss and things. But I'm still a little bit like, oh. Which, I mean, if you're not born into it, then it's new to you and you're a little bit apprehensive about it, but I love it. And I've always dreamt of having my own small holding, you know, with pigs and sheep and a cow or two and geese and ducks and chickens and a really big vegetable patch. That's the dream anyway. But yeah, it's just such a nice way of life, such a nice way. But anyway, I'm going to do my book review because I'm probably rambling on a bit too long now. And this vlog's book review is very relevant to where I am. And it's quite a recent book purchase for me. I haven't had much time to read it, but it's one of those books you can delve in and out of really easily. You know, you don't need to read it from, you know, cover to cover. And it's called Farm from Home. And it's by Amanda Brooks, and it's a year of stories, pictures and recipes from a city girl in the country. And basically she came from New York and she had a really high-end job, you know. I don't know if it says what she did. Oh, style icon. But yeah, she had a really high-end job, and she went from that to moving back to the UK with her husband, to her husband's farm, a family farm with their kids and their dog. And it's just basically her adapting to that country life, because you know it's a huge difference, and it does take a little bit of getting used to, but her pictures are absolutely stunning, and it goes through the year as well. So each chapter is a month. Yeah, each chapter is a month. But it's just really interesting, you know, for me to read, because not that I'm like a New Yorker with a high-end job, but I am moving from, you know, a city to the country. So there's certain aspects which I can relate to a lot in here. I just find it interesting how she can, you know, find a way to carry on doing what she loves, carry on working from, you know, the country, and how she adapts to it. So yeah, it's a really, really good book, and I bought this from Amazon. Oh, does it say how much it is on the back? I can't remember how much I bought it for. I think it was about £20. I think it was a fair bit of money, but it's a really, really good read. And if you're interested in farm life and country life, then yeah, it's the book for you. It's really, really lovely, and there's recipes and everything in there. So the other thing I wanted to show you, oh, it's here, and I think I mentioned this on my Instagram account. I was looking for advice on buying one, but I took the plunge and I bought myself a drone. So I went for the DJI Spark, which is one of the lower cost drones which they sell. It's probably the cheapest one that they sell. It costs about $579, which I know isn't that cheap, but if you look at drones, then they can be thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds. And yeah, so far it's been really, really good. So it folds up quite small, but the propellers fold out. And I bought the combo pack, and you get spare propellers, you get a spare battery, you get a bag, a controller and things like that. I think I've got the controller here actually. But yeah, it's so easy to use. Every now and again I get a trouble connecting the controller to the drone, but yeah, so that's the controller, and you slide your phone in here and you see what the drone sees on your phone, and then you obviously control it. But yeah, it's been so good. And it's been especially good on the farm, because obviously there's so many rules and regulations with drones. You can't fly them within 50 meters of a built up area. You know, there's airport rules and all this sort of stuff, which I really looked into before I got a drone, because obviously I knew that I wouldn't be able to use it very much on my allotment because it's in a built up area. But what I have done is I filmed a new intro quite low down with the drone, which I absolutely love, because you get to see the whole allotment. And I took an aerial photo shoot as well of mine and my dad's plot, which is really good, because you never see it from above. So I'm hoping to do that sort of, you know, 4 times a year, every season, get a aerial shot of the allotment. I think that would look really good. But yeah, it's been really great on the farm, because you know, you're in the middle of nowhere, you're in a rural space really, and you know, the nearest farmyard is God knows how many miles away. So yeah, me and Charles have been having a good play with it, and we filmed him doing hay, because he did hay now back in June. It might have even been May, because it's been hot for so long, I can't remember. But I remember he did hay quite early this year, because he didn't know how long it would stay hot. He obviously didn't realise that it would still be hot and warm and sunny with no rain 2 months later. But yeah, the crop of hay wasn't very good this year because obviously we had such a bad winter. It was wet and then it snowed in March, and then it sort of went straight from winter into summer, you know, baking hot weather. So the crop wasn't very good, which is obviously another reason why he was desperate for it to rain for the grass to grow, because if the sheep haven't got the grass to eat, then they would obviously have to delve into the winter hay store, which obviously, because it hasn't been that great this year, there's not much of it, and obviously, you know, you get the gist. But yeah, we filmed the hay, so we filmed him cutting, turning, rowing and baling as well, and I'm hoping to upload that video sometime when I get time to edit it all, but we filmed that all with the drone, which was really good because you could get lots of different angles as well. And he's been bugging me to edit the hay video, but I just haven't had time because we've been busy with the shows, and I was hoping to do it while I was down here, but there's been a few projects which I've been trying to complete, and I'm also trying to release a limited edition Lavender Leeks calendar as well, so I've been trying to do that too. But yeah, hopefully there'll be a hay video up soon, and obviously we've been using the drone the past couple of nights as well to film around the farm, and Charles, he absolutely loves using the drone. It's so much fun and it's so easy. But yeah, I think the last thing I want to talk about is basically I need your help. I'm thinking of going to the Lake District for either a long weekend or a week at the end of September, when we've finished our last show, which is Harrogate show in the middle of September. That's our last show of the year. So as a little bit of a celebration, I thought I'd go away for a week because I haven't had a holiday in such a long time. And even though my dad says, you know, whenever I go to Wales, oh, have a nice holiday, you know, it's not a holiday. There's still lots of work to be done on the farm. But yeah, I really want to go to the Lake District, and I have really wanted to go there for the past few years now. My granddad was actually from Scotland, so I have, you know, a huge tie to Scotland, but I think the Lake District would be a really nice place to visit. Obviously as well, it ties with Beatrix Potter, who is my favourite author, and also it ties with Herdwicks because they originate from the Lake District, so I really want to see hundreds of them, you know, in their element, in their home place. That would be really nice. And Charles is hoping to come, but obviously he's tied to the farm, so yeah, if I go by myself then that's absolutely fine. I'm really looking forward to it, but what I need your help on is somewhere to stay. Now I really would like to stay in a little rural cottage, or you know, something like that, a little bit out of the way, so I can charge, you know, my camera batteries and my drone batteries and things like that, and also, you know, just to escape from life for a little bit. You know, I can just imagine sitting in my own little cottage, you know, with the fire on, you know, on my laptop, or watching a bit of TV, you know, with a cup of tea. It would be really nice. But yeah, obviously I don't know anywhere to stay. So I thought if any of you had stayed in the Lake District before and could recommend anywhere, or if any of you are from the Lake District and recommend places to stay, then that would be really helpful. Really, really helpful. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to going there. Really looking forward. But the last thing I will do, no, I just said the last thing was the last thing, but this is the last thing now. The sheep were shorn about a month ago now, and I wasn't here, I missed it, so I couldn't take any pictures or anything. But yeah, they were shorn, and I asked Charles if he could keep my two Herdwick fleeces to one side, because I really want to do something with them. Like, it's the first sheep I've ever owned, and it's the first time that they were sheared, and I just think it would be really nice if I could make something using their wool. I'm quite a crafty person, like I could cross stitch and sew, you know, and things like that. But one of the things I can't do is knit. I can knit, but in a straight line in your very basic stitch, so I could probably knit a scarf, but I don't think I've got the patience or time to spin my own wool into yarn. And what I have been looking at is sending it somewhere for them to do that for me, but I really can't find anywhere. So the only thing I can think of doing is needle felting. And I've needle felted before, and the rubbish thing is, this was years ago, I bought, you know, the mat and the needle felting tool and everything, and then I sold them all. So now, you know, I'm looking to buy some more, but I found a set on eBay, so, and that ends tonight actually, so hopefully I'll win that. Anyway, the plan is to wash the wool, and I bought some big plastic bucket things to wash the wool in. Yeah, wash it all, dry it, and then just needle felt the wool into some, you know, small Herdwick sheep. I think it would be a really nice thing to do, and obviously, you know, I can make 2 to keep, and there'd be my 2 Herdwicks made from their very first, you know, Herdwick wool. I think that'd just be a really nice thing to make. So yeah, any tips or inspiration or ideas on using raw wool, because I have no idea. So yeah, I'm asking for your help on 2 things in this video. But yeah, it's just something that I really want to do, Well, the sheep seem happy anyway. So I think I'm going to end the video there, but I really hope you enjoyed visiting the farm and hearing a little bit about it. I do hope to do more videos here, because obviously Charles is very practical, you know, with the farm, and I'd love to do more hands-on farming videos with you. But it's like a whole new world to Charles, and I'm trying to ease him into filming. Because like, I don't know, with me, you know, obviously I film a lot on the allotment, and you know, that's a huge part of my life. But I'd really love to do it here, so yeah. The wind's picking up now, which is really nice because it's absolutely baking. But I'm going to pack everything up, roll my blanket up, walk on back to the farm and have a nice drink. So I hope you enjoyed that video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you back on the allotment very, very soon.